So Ducati finally dropped a brand new Panigale V4. Now I knew they were working on a new Panigale, but I did not think it was gonna drop this year. I had an inside source tell me about a year ago that it was gonna drop in 2026. So now I'm stuck with the question of what do I do with this beautiful SP2 that I thought I had at least another year with. I wanted to do forged carbon wheels and a couple other things you guys know about. So I want to talk to you guys about maybe trading the SP2 in for the new Panigale V4S, because apparently the new bike is a lot faster, it's got better electronics, and let's address the elephant in the room, the looks. This bike was literally close to perfection, hands down, sexiest bike on the market. Now, do I think the value of this generation Panigale V4 will go up? What's up, guys? It's your boy FastLaneD, and today we got a little bit of a different style video coming at you. I'm gonna grab my laptop and I'm gonna give you guys my honest opinion on the new Panigale V4. We'll talk about also if I ordered one, because I have been talking to my dealership, and then we gotta figure out what we're gonna do with Luna right here, my beautiful SP2 that I love so much. God, she's good looking. Shoo! Ducati knows how to make some beautiful looking bikes. So as you guys have seen, here is the new Panigale V4. This is a video from Ducati's YouTube channel. Let's start here. I think the headlights on this bike actually look good. I don't like these red wings. These need to be in carbon, but I do like the headlight design. Here's the thing, I don't hate it, but I'm also not like madly in love with it. I do, like I said, the front design. I do also like the taillight design. The taillight design actually, that reminds me of taillight on the old Panigales, like 1299, 1199. It had like the split. I mean, it's a red bike, it's a sexy bike. The new dash looks insane. Yeah, those red wings gotta go ASAP. Now, side by side with the current generation V4 and then the new one, I mean, I definitely think the new one looks a little bit better, but here's the thing, it didn't always look like this, so I feel like this is not a fair comparison. This is the 2024 and it has the gills right here. I feel like these gills give it such an aggressive look, like here with the body all smoothed out. Yes, I think they did that for aerodynamics, not for looks, but I do think they'll end up adding the gills back at some point. Now here's a more fair comparison. Here's the 2018 Panigale V4. This is what the Panigale originally looked like before they built up to what the current 2024 looked like. So in 2018, when they did a whole remodel, here's what we got. It was the same exact response. A lot of people hated it, said it looked like a Honda. People always hate when you change anything. This is just the starting point. Like, there's gonna be a lot of changes between what they do with like a tricolore model, which I heard is coming, what they do with the V4R, what they're gonna do with the Superleg. Hopefully they do another SP2 or SP version of this bike as well. I don't think it's a bad starting point, but I definitely think there is room for improvement, if that makes sense. Now, obviously the single-sided swing arm, that's the big elephant in the room here. I understand why they have to go to the double-sided swing arm, and it's just better structurally for the bike. Now here I kind of configured a Panigale V4 how I would do it, at least in this S model. And you can see here, I've got the carbon wings, and that looks exponentially better. Definitely the red wings gotta go. I don't know why they did that. I feel like it breaks it up a lot more. It doesn't look as Predator-ish. You can also see I added carbon swing arm cover, I did the dry clutch. I also got carbon on the frame here. I just added a bunch of carbon and it already looks better. So that definitely gives me some hope there. So going back to our little Photoshop here that I made in like 2 minutes. This doesn't look, it just doesn't look like it flows as well because it's not connected. Like you see how they connected it on the previous gen Panigale, and it just kind of makes the bike just look sexier. This just looks like, it just doesn't flow because it doesn't have that connecting piece right there. So I don't know why they did that. I'm sure there's a reason why, maybe for weight savings, but I definitely feel like this looks a little bit better. I don't mind, like I said, the front, the rear, something's off with the tank. I don't know if it's just the shape, but look how this is just so smooth looking, and then this just doesn't really flow with any of the lines of the bike. Like it's just kind of there. Crazy to see how much it kind of just like changed over time. I do think this design is something that we'll get used to. So obviously when you think race bike, you think big undertail exhaust like what they have on here, especially when it comes to Ducati with that wheelbarrow exhaust. I do not like this black piece down here. I just feel like that just looks really cheap with it being black. That either needs to be carbon or it needs to be a red fairing to kind of match the rest of the bike. I'm kind of indifferent on this. These slits here just kind of look weird to me, how this flows. But like I said, I don't feel like it's a bad starting place. Front looks good, the rear looks good. It's just they got to work on the side profile of the bike. Yeah, when they add these carbon wings in, I mean, and these little carbon giblets, it starts to look a little bit better. Like I'm starting to see what Ducati kind of envisioned here. Yeah, it looks sick. Now this mirror design here, you see how it kind of comes out of the side here? I get it, most people take the mirrors off on their Panigale anyways because they vibrate so much you can't even see anything while you're riding the bike. So those will be gone. I do think that's actually kind of cool how they did that because you can just take them off and they're gone. But I don't know where you're going to put turn signals now. So you can see on my Panigale here, I've got the turn signals up top where the mirrors were. They also have these different packages. You have the time attack package, the carbon package, and the style package, which I think is cool. I think they took a page out of BMW's book where you have all the different packages you can throw onto the bike. Another thing I want to touch on is the price. Now it's $25,900, so $26,000 for the standard version. As y'all know, Ducati's going to make a bunch of different versions of this bike. The S version, you get suspension and the wheels mostly. So only suspension, front and rear, and wheels are basically the main difference, just like the previous generation. $34,000 for the S version. That's close to what I paid for the SP2 version, which this bike, I have carbon wheels on. I've got the dry clutch. I've got other little updated pieces like the Rizoma rear sets. But I mean, the carbon wheels alone, I mean, those are gonna set you back, like, especially from Ducati, like $6,000, $8,000, $10,000, like a lot of money, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, you don't get any of that on this bike, and the bike, I mean, it has such slight changes. It's crazy. So that also means the price of the V4R is gonna go up. So as you know, the MSRP on a V4R is $45,500. The price of the 2020 Panigale, the base model was $21,900, so $22,000, and now it's gone up to $26,000. So what is that? That's like a $3,000, $4,000 increase. The $28,000 for the V4S, and now the V4S now is $33,000. So about a $5,000 increase. So that's about a 20% increase here. So that probably means the Superleggera is going to go up about 20%, which means it'll probably be around $120,000, if not more. Same thing with the V4R. It's probably closer to $55,000, maybe $60,000, which that's crazy. Yeah, so SP2 version, you're looking probably closer to what, like $50,000? Sheesh! Ducati ain't playing, man. They're taking your money. But hey, there's a market for it, so I mean, I get it. So from my understanding with the new bike, it looks like Ducati drew a lot of inspiration from the 916. The new fairing design on the bike helps increase the aerodynamic efficiency by about 4%. I'm assuming that's why they smoothed out the gills on the side of the bike, but I think those gills will return at some point because let's be honest, they look too good not to. It's gonna make 209 horsepower in the States, which is insane. I think 216 overseas, and then when you add the ACK exhaust, so there's a couple different configurations of the Akrapovic exhaust. They got the undertail one, they got the low mount one, depending on which one you get. You can bump you up to 224 or 228 horsepower. They took some components from the Superleggera and added to the base models to make the engine a little bit lighter. They've got the double-sided swing arm, Brembo brakes. There's a bunch of just small changes. I think Ducati's overall goal with these slight changes is just, honestly, just small improvements to really tweak and kind of build on this near perfect, beautiful machine that they already built. As you'll know, I've done several track days on this bike, and out of all the bikes that I have, nothing compares to this. This thing is amazing on the track, which is what Ducati builds. They build race bikes. If you look at the history of their bikes, they don't build bikes to ride on the street, which they're such beautiful bikes that a lot of people end up buying them and just looking at them in the garage. And taking them occasionally out to their local cars and coffee, but let's be honest, these are race bikes, not street bikes. You gotta remember that when you are looking at the improvements that Ducati made. Now, do I think the value of this generation Panigale V4 will go up? I don't think it'll go up. I think these will hold their value, especially the special models. All 100 of the special models that they made. Motorcycles are not like exotic cars. Like, they don't appreciate, or you don't see them double in price for stuff. If you do see it, it's very, 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 very rare. But a lot of the times the special models just hold their value versus increasing. Would you guys want to see a new Panigale V4 on the channel? Do you think we should trade the SP2 in? I don't think it makes sense to have two Ducatis, especially something so similar. Like, the changes are just so minor. It just doesn't make any financial or business sense to have the two. So one would have to go. Maybe for like a month or two, I could swing having both, but long term, it just doesn't make any sense. Or do you think we should wait until the special models start dropping and try and grab one of those and hold on to Luna for a little bit longer and maybe even finish the build? Like I said, the carbon wheels on here, a few other little things that I really want to do. Or do you guys not even care, and should I just hold on to this or just sell or get rid of Ducati altogether on the channel? Because some of y'all really do hate on Ducati. I don't know why. Some of y'all hate this brand. Personally, I love. So don't comment down below. Let me know. What are your thoughts on the new V4? Should we get one? Should we not get one? Should we wait until the limited edition models start to drop and pick up one of those? Should we get the V4R? Should we get the Superleg? That would be crazy. I need y'all to buy a bunch more merch if we're gonna do that. But hey, a brother can dream, right? Probably my favorite thing about this bike is the tech. So the electronics that are on here, this screen looks absolutely beautiful. I think this is probably my favorite thing that they've done with this bike. All the tech that's on there, all the new rider aids. It's honestly getting crazy. I feel like these bikes are gonna be riding themselves soon. It's kind of a weird concept to think that some new riders out there will never experience a bike without rider aid. Y'all think that's a good thing, or y'all think that's a bad thing? I'm grateful I started on 2001 FY that had 0 rider aids on it, because it really taught me not to rely on that stuff. But I don't think electronics are necessarily a bad thing. You got a roomier seat. The tank is molded around the rider. Interesting. So I feel like a lot of these things you gotta sit on the bike and feel it to really understand why Ducati did what they did. So they have a taller windscreen as well, so you can tuck behind the windshield a little bit better, which is nice. Yeah, the new Brembo high pure calipers right here, and then the big thing, which is the hollow symmetrical swing arm. I don't mind it. I want to see, honestly, I'm curious what it would look like with just not having that hole there, just all filled in. That might make it look a little less strange. I think we're just not used to seeing that on bikes. I mean, dude, that is sick. Look at that. That is insane looking. And I'm not seeing it anywhere on the website here, but I'm pretty sure I heard it has turn-by-turn navigation, and it's got heated grips, which my Ducati actually has heated grips. That's an option that you can do. But the navigation is, when you travel like I do a lot to different cities, it's definitely nice having the navigation to kind of get around. And also heard it's got cruise control. I can't find that anywhere on the website, but cruise control is also pretty sick. I think those are my favorite things about the new generation, is just all the tech that's on the bike. As y'all know, that's a big reason why I love my M1000rr so much. It's just at this price point, when you start getting those creature comforts, it really makes a difference. It's not something you need on a bike, but once you have, it's hard to go back to not having, if that makes sense. Which I feel like a lot of people aren't talking about, but Ducati really didn't highlight that. But that's pretty sick that you get that on a race bike. If you guys enjoyed that video, make sure that like button, hit that subscribe button, join the FastLaneD gang bang. Peace! I'll be in the comments below responding back to you guys. As always, be relentless, keep pushing, you can do anything you want in life. Your boy, Luna. Actually, we'll give y'all a little start, because why not? And she honestly hasn't been started in over a month, so yeah.